right, look at that. Welcome to the War Room. What's up, everybody? Winning on Wednesdays.
What's up, everyone?
It is winning on Wednesdays, man, and I'm glad you said that because we all need some good daggone wins in our playbook. You know what I mean? Speaking of wins, let's talk about those a little bit. You know what I mean? Or like what? Let's do a little bit of gratitude and talk about those wins for a little bit, so that we get this thing started off the right way every time. And seeing how I'm the one running my sup, I'll just go ahead and get started.
Yeah. Tell us about you.
You know
So, am I going to guess? Have you bought a piece of property in Florida?
I'm glad you asked that question. Okay, because we didn't buy, but we do have a plan of liquidating some current assets and then utilizing those funds to do a purchase.
All right.
Yeah, so we're real close. We think by the beginning of 2022, we'll own our first beach home property. So we're
when it closes, let me know.
We're
on the way, baby.
Hopefully you're getting
excited.
a good mortgage on this.
Huh?
Hopefully you're getting a good mortgage on this.
You do it out of Florida?
I've got contacts.
Perfect.
Plenty of contacts.
Then we're gold. Then
I can help you with that.
So other than that, last week we flew out to Destin, Florida, and I did something that I traditionally don't do. I literally turned my phone off during the day and went down to the beach and only really used my phone for photos and videos and things of that nature. Didn't do a lot of Facebook check-in or any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Really dove deep into the book I'm reading, Stilling Fire. So pretty much I got maybe 2 chapters left in that book. So it was just a fantastic week last week outside of one of probably my favorite uncle out there who passed away, just part of God's plan, and was able to go and see him off. He had a beautiful, righteous funeral, and he's just a super stellar dude. So, do you win with that? I don't know. He's in a better place in my opinion, and he's no longer suffering, so that's definitely a win. But anyways, man, I'm just glad to be back in here. Wasn't here last Wednesday, and just the energy that I get is a fucking win for me. And I'm supposed to watch my language. So please help me out, guys. Somebody trump me.
Start doing push-ups.
Yeah.
Shit, that's what I do. So
GP, give us a personal win and a business win for the week, brother.
Man, so personal win is I love my mornings, and so I've been swimming. I've been starting swimming, and I swim 3,000 meters a day, and so I did majority of the workout. I got to take my fins off, and so that was a huge win for me personally.
wait a minute, can you help us out here in America? We don't know how long meters are.
So it's a lot of swimming.
It's a lot of
swimming.
Multiply a meter by 3.2 feet.
Okay.
Yeah. So miles, we probably swam over probably 2 mile and a half, maybe 2 miles.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
That's huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great job.
So it was that was a good win. Another big one is I took my wife out last night.
Nice.
Dinner 1-on-1.
Yeah.
We have the kids are off at camp right now, so we got some good quality time.
Right?
It's good.
What the hell are you doing here?
But I'll tell you what. I tell you, my oldest daughter's here. I do start missing my kids though about this time.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for them to get home, if you know what I mean. So
They're such an integral part of your wife.
this is what I'm right
You
here.
know what I mean?
That's right,
When they're
man.
gone, it's cool for the first couple hours, and then you're kind of like,
I need some chaos. Where's my chaos?
Yeah, exactly.
chaos.
It's almost too quiet.
Well,
But man, a business win, I got a big one, man. So obviously this year I'm in mortgage, I've got my own team, and we beat a deal with a big bank on our personal side. And the reason why is, man, we gave a good strategy, strategy plan for these clients. And these clients go in thinking, I got to put 20%, 20%, 20%. I'm a big believer of showing people, diving down, put less down, make your money work for you, get a better return. They're buying a jumbo house, 10% down. They're going to take that other 10%, 80,000, put it in the market, go buy a business, go buy real estate. They never even thought of that. And so they were fired up and
diversify your portfolio.
100%.
I think we were just talking about that before we walked in the door.
So important. People don't think that. They think by just putting the money down, having all that equity just sitting under the house, go make that work for you.
Nah, bro, I love that. Yeah.
So,
I want to dig a little bit more into you in just a minute.
Yeah, we'll have some fun.
Our audience hasn't seen that beautiful hair yet, and we want to let them know that
Johnny Bravo.
It's my weatherman dude.
So Casey, personal business win, brother.
What personal business win? I had, personal and business. Hold on, let me break that down because they're kind of related.
Intertwined.
So yeah, intertwined. Business, second day in a row, I show up to the courthouse, and the judge is like, "You are not supposed to be here today, Mr. Ashmore." And you could have a real crap attitude about it. I'm watching my language too. Thanks, Keith.
Yeah.
But you could have a real crap like, who's watching this calendar? The hearings are canceling. I'm in Kaufman, right? I'm in Rockwall. I had to drive 3 minutes out of my way, or 17 minutes. Anyway, just something you and I talked about the other day is just having a great attitude about it. And so I walked out of there instead of being, butthurt.
Yeah.
I walked out of there where this is actually one of the funniest things that's happened, but I still take that as a business win because I got to chat up, and make, here's some judges that I have not seen in 15 months, 16 months, right? One of these was in Collin County, right? And the judge was on Zoom, right? They're like, you're in my courtroom, talk about making the judge feel a little bit,
Yeah.
hey, whoa, man, if Ashmore shows up, he's always ready. So I felt like that was just part of that, being omnipresent, being always out there. It wasn't something to be grumpy about. It was something to be proud of. Got a little one-on-one time with the people who really move the needle in the courthouse. And those are the people behind the scenes, right? And
county clerks.
The clerks, man. You got to be friends with them. They are your allies. And because otherwise they'll just throw all your stuff away. Did the judge get that? Oh yeah, he sure did. Yeah.
Round file.
So the other thing, I was at the Terrell office, and I'll pick that up. It was a prop, man. So I was at the Terrell office, and we've been doing some updating. Where Jeff's guy, Big Country came by. That was awesome, and he was telling us how to untie the knots in this, internet working system. And anyway, it was just a great day down there. Got to say hi to everybody in the building, and I got from one of the other tenants in the building, just came down just cause, and I got one of the nicest compliments I've ever gotten in my life. And I just want to say thank you, and that I will be earning that every day. I will continue to earn that every day. But it was really an honor to be humbled like that. So anyway, thank you.
That's huge.
And that's it. Thank you guys for letting me share.
Boom. Thanks for sharing.
Well, man, personal best, bro. That turned the big 4-0, baby.
Whoa!
Turned the big 4-0, man.
Welcome to the club.
I tell you what, man. Like I've been working on self-improvement for weeks and weeks now. We've shared that or whatever, but gratitude, writing down
three words just for men.
Yeah, I'm getting there, right? But I've been writing down 5 things I'm grateful for every single day, man. And I tell you what, it's changed my whole mindset. Like I feel like I'm in competition with this knucklehead over here to be the most positive guy. I got a long road, but I'll get there. But what I'm getting at, the point I'm trying to make is the flood of cool memes, funny memes, some R-rated memes, some Facebook posts, some thank you, some phone calls. And at the end of the day, having a stogie with this guy for my 40th, spent the evening with my family. Dude, I've never been more grateful in my life at this stage of my life at 40. People thought you're 40-year-old. Hell no, I'm getting started. Wait till I get good, right? Yeah. That's how I'm looking at it, right? So personal win is I'm feeling like on top of the world right now at 40 years old. Business win, set with Big Country this week. And really starting to get him dialed into more of what we do and why we do it. System designs, going on his own, thinking of mindset shift from just hang and bang, do all this stuff to, hey, you are going to be this if you do this. Change your mindset, change your playground, right? So, man, I'm grateful as ever. And to kind of cap that off, I'm grateful that you showed up, GP. Just a quick story between me and this guy. Met him down at a networking event. My main man, Chad Sessions, if you're watching, brother, hope all is well, invited me to. I had no clue what it was. I just knew, hey, something's got to get me there. That's why I'm going, right? Right. Ended up meeting this guy, stood over the hot plate, smashed down some food, started getting to know him, and we've just been in contact. The best thing you can do for your friends that own businesses is support them, whether that's a like on a Facebook page or sharing their name and the little things. So without further ado, GP, thanks for joining us tonight, brother. Give us a little bit about who you are and and where you came from and what you do.
Yeah, Jeff, thank you for having. This is an awesome setup, by the way.
It's gonna get better.
I love the Texas flag, the American flag. But yeah, so we met. It was the elite meet, which
Absolutely,
it was for it was for all the high special force, Navy SEALs, all these special operation type people transitioning out of the military
Absolutely.
into the civilian world. So you being there was awesome. To give some great input. So a great event, but you're right, man. It's about the networking. And then I love everything you do on social media. And so it was just that automatic niche. So yeah, GP Terrio. And I always get asked, what does GP stand for?
Yeah.
It's George Prescott Terrio the Fourth.
And we're just going to call him Riot.
Yeah. And it's spelled like the riot. You look, and
I love that.
and another cool thing is if you look at Hero, it will come out of that too.
Yeah.
Hero. So, so I got a son. That's the fifth. So he goes by Prescott.
I got the Empire.
Three beautiful children, 12, 10, 8, 2 daughters. But yeah, GP Terrio, born and raised here in Dallas.
Cool.
I love sharing with that. I tell people that the house I'm raising my family in is the house that I grew up in. So third generation. So that's special. Very involved in the community. But I'm really excited here, man, because you know my passion that I'm on a mission.
Absolutely.
I'm on a big mission. I've been in the mortgage industry for 18 years. So I've got my team Terrio Mortgage, and I've made a big transition on a mission to bring awareness out there to real estate agents, to our own veterans, military of the VA mortgage, the VA benefits, because man, it's got such a bad stigma out there, especially with real estate agents. They hear VA offers, they're like, oh, we don't want that. Oh,
that's like the easiest loan to do.
Thank you. Well, they see 100%. They're like, why can't they put money down? I'll tell you why, because they've earned it. They've been over there defending this country, so they deserve a piece of the land.
Dude,
so
you're gonna fit in right.
So it's just been heavy on my heart, man. I'm leaving I've done, where I live, I've been in that bubble in the Park Cities doing a lot of jumbo high-end stuff.
Yeah.
And just it was a calling, man. I'm telling you. So I've joined Benchmark Mortgage.
Okay.
They are the best in the industry when it comes to taking care of the military. And I've been watching them. They've been after me for 3 years saying, dude, you're a veteran. We need you out here to spread the word. So, man, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm excited. And so the timing of all, it's crazy how this all aligns up, and here I am sitting in the room right now with veterans and what you guys have been doing. I asked you how long y'all been doing this, and you said this is 60 weeks now, right?
60 weeks.
That's incredible.
We have no idea.
That's incredible.
It's kind of like when you get sober, you like lose track of time. You're just like, I'm just sober now, whatever. But another cool thing I don't want you to leave out here, because when we met each other, you were telling me about it, was the Brain Trauma Foundation. So give us a little bit about that.
So another thing, Benchmark Mortgage. I mean, it's a thing they've been passionate about, and they do a thing that's called the Boot and Shoot. They do it every year. You know about it?
I've heard about it.
Okay, so it's at the Dallas Gun Club.
Yeah.
So this year was the 10th year anniversary, and dude, they raised in one day at the Boot and Shoot, where they fly in veterans from all over the country. Big businesses come. I mean, just Fox News was there. Joey, who's the big military contributor for Fox News, he was down there. I mean,
I think they raised millions.
It's over $1 million in one day.
That's
1.5 million.
Yeah, in one day, dude.
And that's not uncommon, because I've gone to the boot shoot like several years in a row.
Yeah.
And they've had Ted Nugent out there.
Yep.
They got Alan West.
They've had
they get some real rock stars that show up there. Some of their raffle items are gorgeous.
So I got to share
gorgeous.
This. They had some weapon. I wish I knew exactly what it was. It was from the CIA. Like, you can't get it anywhere.
Yeah.
And Chad Fleming, who's part of Benchmark, was with the CIA. He's the first. Went through Ranger School with a prosthetic leg.
Oh no shit.
Yeah. He's a war hero. He's incredible. We get him over on here. But his story is amazing. But so part of the CIA, he had this weapon that was auctioning off. Dude, I shit you, right? I kid you not. That it started at 20,000. I'm like, holy crap, that's going for 20, 30, 40. It was at 50, and Chad's like, time out, hold on. Picked out his phone, called his buddy at the CIA, said, hey, because there were two guys going back and forth. He said, hey, can I get one more? He's like, I got you. He said, we'll stop right now at 50,000 each. Sold 50,000.
100 G's. 100 G's like
for two weapons, dude. Just
telling you, man.
But I tell you what, if the CIA bought it, they probably paid $50,000 for it.
Yeah.
Well, it had some special.
You know
I
what
wish
I
I knew that.
That's just how the government works. You can just tell them to pay triple the amount to buy it.
But to follow that, so that carried over to this year. Somebody donated this jacked up Jeep, and so to keep it going, it's called the Jeep Tour. So they've been going
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over Texas to the Benchmark Mortgage branches, all in Texas.
Cool.
And it just so happened 4th of July, I have a huge parade in my neighborhood. It was actually, you saw it. It was had Channel 5 News there.
Yep.
It was awesome. We had it on my front lawn. And so you can still go and buy a raffle to win this incredible jacked up Jeep at 474747.
Let me
Yeah,
put that
text 474747 and you text the word Jeep. JEEP.
474747.
47 and just text the word Jeep. And you can buy it as cheap as $10. $10. Come on.
$10 to win a Jeep.
There you go.
Just empty every pocket.
So
Wow, man. Well, I tell you what, man. First off, I love the energy you bring.
yeah,
Right.
I'm fired up.
We made a commitment to our audience and in our alliance to say, hey, we're going to start bringing in some heavy hitters that are specialists and professionals in the industry. And I think your week, like, I don't know, 8 or 10 in a row where we've been bringing people in. So I love it. I love your energy. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
What I'm most excited about is bringing you into our alliance, right? Because that's what this is about. Like-minded individuals helping one another and really just doing it because we want to see our alliance and the people that are a part of it succeed, right? So
Well,
I love that you're here.
I love that what you're doing, man. So it's all about your community, right?
Yeah, it is, man, and that's cool because we do the big parades and all that stuff too, man, and just to see the people and the joy that that brings to them, it's killer. I'm a little envious of that front yard you got, though. I'm not gonna lie, that's money, dude. The grass looks good,
Well,
and you're posted up.
Once
right there.
we're ready to, the challenge will be when I want to get you come out and check out. Okay, what can you do in this house? The house was built in 1932.
Yeah.
And the walls are
Yeah.
Old
the
school.
plaster, the old school
Yeah.
plaster.
I've been in
People
those, it's tough.
hate coming in,
Yeah.
putting anything in there.
It's tough, yeah. But hey, where there's a will, there's a way.
That's
Right?
You have to overcome and
That's
push
it,
through.
right?
I mean,
That's right.
I love it when somebody tells me, "Oh man, I don't think it can be done." I'm like,
That's the wrong thing to say.
"Hold my beer, and watch this shit."
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I mean? We're fixing to make some-
Right.
we're fixing to make some things happen. But that's what happens when you deal with entrepreneurs, right? That are willing to take the risk.
Yeah.
That are willing to put it all on the line to make the client happy, right? I personally have sacrificed profit to increase value.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Oh, huge.
And
Yeah.
that's what this is really about, and what we want to share with those new entrepreneurs. We're like, please, if you're getting into business and you're just in it for chasing the dollar bill, sure, that'll get you down the road.
a little bit.
That'll get you down the road. That'll put some gas in the tank.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if your focus is just the dollar bill, and what do they say? Greed is going to be your ultimate failure.
Yeah.
So whenever you change the idea of why you got into business, is it to leave a legacy for your children? Is it to, stockpile your money so that you can retire at whatever age, or, you know what I mean? The financial freedom, or just the freedom from some dude in an office
Telling you what to do every day.
do.
Yeah.
Like, I
know
don't
it.
care if I make
Yeah.
$100 a day, as long as some asshole's not telling me that I got to be up and doing something that I don't want to do in the first place.
So let's do this, man. Let's jump in. The whole month of July has been based off of dominating your to-do list, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna sort of close out because I have something planned for next week. I haven't even brought these knuckleheads into, but we'll talk about that later, right? So we're gonna
We got surprises, y'all.
Yeah, we got
hey, we got
surprises.
another. We got some surprises coming up that we need to talk about.
We will, and we'll cut the conversation about 10 minutes short because we got some really cool things. But tonight we're going to talk about cleaning up your list, right? A list encompasses many things. Some look at it as a to-do list, a reminder. Sometimes if you roll like Doc, it's written down on a post-it note, right? You take it out the door and you roll with it, right? So tonight what we want to do is want to dive a little bit deeper into it and talk more about cleaning up those checklists, but more importantly, why they're important. How to implement those and how to clean them up, right? And that implementation and cleanup kind of goes hand in hand. So, Casey, I want to kind of have you start off with kind of what the definition and what does a checklist mean to you? Because we just sat down recently on Saturday after our Legion Service project, and we started making some checklists for the PBA, right? So, what does it mean to you?
Checklists are, what do they mean to me? I mean, they're how you accomplish things, right? They're how you measure, it's a metric for what you're doing. And, that checklist really for me starts with those goals, that I write down every day, right? Because I want to, at one point, I want to check that goal off, right? That I have accomplished that, right? I have done this, right? Mike wants 6 passive business incomes, 7. Right, but again, these and they need to be more than just about financial, right? They need to be professional right? They need to have some personal,
Yeah.
right? You need to have that balance, because we've talked like the whole month of June was talking about what things can look like when you're not in balance,
Yeah.
right? So you want greatness, right, on everything, personally, professionally, financially, but also checklists are ways for accountability, right? Especially accountability and prioritizing, right? I mean,
Yeah.
these have been deep dives that we've done over and over and over again. So I remember Dr. Irma Gray, 8th grade, still remember, Doc.
Long time.
Thank you. Organization is the key to success. I don't know how
Yeah.
you get anything done in life, right? I mean, at my best day, I was a C student, maybe. Like, here's to the bottom quartile of the lower 79%. So,
I'm with you.
you know what I'm saying? But organization, right? Because that will allow you to outwork anybody.
So let me
Because you're only outworking yourself.
Let me read off the definition of checklist. Essentially, is a list is a number of connected items.
Man, I could have got on Google, dog. I mean,
Well, here's the deal. But the items are processes. So I'm going to dig a little deeper into the definition, right? Or names, i.e., tasks, right? Written or printed consecutively, typically one below the other of priority. So what you just said and what I heard you say is it's important for checklists because you can use them in processes. You can identify your tasks, and then you can prioritize those by importance. So, GP, do you use checklists in your life?
I do.
What type of checklists are you using?
So
right now?
I'm glad you said that. So I used to be the yellow pad guy,
Okay.
and I just got this thing, this thing called the Remarkable 2.
Yeah.
Dude, it's life changing because
Huh? I won't.
dude, it's
really
literally-
cool.
dude. It's
I saw
like,
you messing
yeah.
with it.
So I mean, you can put. It's just because when I have clients, my problem is I get, I'll have 10 clients call me a day, right?
Yeah.
And I do the yellow pad,
Yeah, I lose the yellow bag.
and you go back and forth, and it would just drive me crazy. It drive my assistant crazy because she was an Excel person. And I hate Excel.
Yeah.
And
Most
so
people
this
do.
is like the iPhone or the iPad of notepads.
Wow.
I mean, so I'm able, and then I have a checklist. I can separate it separately. So it's I've only had it now for 3 weeks, and it's already been a game changer.
Really?
Game changer. That's a big word in this
It's a
room.
game
yeah.
changer.
It's
I'm
a
telling
game
you,
changer.
It is a game changer.
Casey, do you think that's something that we can get you into the 21st century with?
I'm buying one right now.
It's
Hey,
called
you
the
can check it out.
Remarkable 2. I don't know
Yeah.
if we can do any promotion,
No,
but that's
I'll
what
tell
it's
you.
Hey, Remarkable, we still have a sponsorship spot available.
And I'll tell you why this would benefit me so much. I have literally 5 notebooks that I randomly write in.
That's
And
exactly
I
what it is.
had, and I would have to, and I would do, so I started doing the checklist.
Man, I gotta put Jeff Bezos in space with all the Amazon legal pad orders that I
You
have.
helped that launch.
I do, man.
There was probably one part of that rocket fuel that was your
Probably 3 cents.
Yeah.
So
correct.
you're multitasking notebooks.
I was,
I was the
and
same way.
and it got so daunting because I would write something on August the 5th, and then like on August 7th, I was in another notebook.
Like, where'd that
And,
notebook
then,
go?
and I'm like, where are these notes? And then I gave one of my notebooks to my kid and totally forgot that was what I was writing all my crap in.
Yeah.
And I was like, Haley, can I get that book? And she's like, yeah, why? And I was like, I need these notes. And she's like, man, those are really good notes. And I was like, look, you can keep them. I said, but I need them for right now to get me back on track. And so I was looking at GP's little digital notepad, and I'm kind of cheating off of it. It's got like everything that is just lined up where you can seamlessly go back and see what he
It's
was
literally-
writing.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
can you
so-
connect to like you can email that?
That's,
Yeah,
that's what I was
I
going to say.
guarantee it.
I literally can email these notes right to my team.
I
I
guarantee
just
it.
took a note and they get it in that note format.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Dude,
and they can email it back to
I'm buying it
me,
right now.
any
Yeah,
PDF.
I too. Don't
I
worry
can write
about
on it. You have you got to get the pen with the eraser because then you can erase it real fast. And
That's
dude,
it,
it is. Well, I was at a conference
Yeah.
and 4 people were sitting next to me. I had kind of heard of it, and I just saw it. And I was just like,
And they
that's
were
a game
using-
changer. I literally, my desk now is clean because
Yeah.
what you said, like when I go to events, I'd get a new book.
Yeah.
I mean, I had books stacked like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it was out of control.
I need a purge in my life right now.
Yeah.
Significant.
And what happened? So here was the adverse reaction of having so many books.
Yeah.
I quit. I said, fuck this. I'm done.
Yep.
So I said, what's a better way? So I'd go into my phone and open up the notes.
Yeah.
And I'd go in there and I'd
Yeah, I got notes.
right.
I got
And so then I
I think I
can't
have
find
like,
the notes.
1,100 notes.
Yeah, and I'm like, you
on
know
my
what?
phone.
Something is just not giving.
720.
But
But
on
see,
your list, it's like, why are they important? Right? And
That's
I'm
what
going to
I
tell you
wanna
why.
get to.
I'm going to tell you why it became important for me. because being a serial entrepreneur, having your hands in so many cookie jars, you can definitely have crumbs fall to the table. And some of those crumbs are more valuable than others, especially if like you're eating a macadamia nut cookie and the macadamia nut fell. Like that's the whole reason I'm eating the damn cookie, right? But it fell because I was so disorganized, right?
5-second rule.
I was all over it, but couldn't find it. That was the problem.
That's the problem.
It just rolled away.
Yeah.
And I was going nuts for macadamia. So why were they important to me, right? When I started to adhere to some of the suggestions, people were saying, Mike, in order for you to become a little bit better than what you are, take a moment and write this stuff down. And then so I said, you know what?
Maybe I need one of these.
You know what I'll do? Exactly. This guy. That's me.
No.
I got my.
Keep going on that thought though, but take a look at some of the things, because I want to share with our audience why they're important, because we all know, hey, having your squared away is important, but let's kind of dig into
this is where that is going.
Yeah.
Right. So after me getting halfway chaotically organized, I began to see consistent results.
There you go.
I began to find, those nickels and dimes and quarters, right?
Yeah.
Which in my brain thinking, well, they're just quarters. Well, if you have 1,000 quarters that you're just letting go, I mean, that's $500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it helped me to become more consistent. I was able to hold myself accountable, not only to myself, but to my staff.
Well, it improves your performance.
Right? Performance is going better. And then it's more the show one, do one, teach one method.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm saying, hey guys, this is what I'm doing, and this is why it's working to my team. So if they see me doing it, then they would automatically assume that it's important for them to do it.
Yeah.
So it becomes a trickle down effect as you're scaling your company.
Absolutely.
So if I'm going to have good order and discipline, and if I'm going to suggest to the staff, hey, this is what you need to do, but I'm over here on the back end not doing it, then who am I, right? So pretty much I was calling the pot black or whatever that is.
Yeah, call the kettle black.
And you know what I mean? I was like, damn, bro, you need to eat some of your own soup. And
so here's one thing that I use this for personally, because you guys know me, I'm a checklist maniac, right? And I wish I would have brought it with you, because I kind of wanted to show it
This
to you.
is my shock face.
Yeah, right. I know. But I'll tell you what it's done for me over the years, from the project manager standpoint. That's all we deal with. Checklist.
Mhm.
Is this guy on time? Is this stuff done? Is this guy blah, blah, blah? So it's a verification that they support the discipline that's higher performance, right? The higher performance level is what you're shooting for when you're doing these things. So remember when you're doing checklists, and Big Country and I had to talk about this today. We were designing a system and I was going through the process. And I said, look, when we're taking these notes, we're not writing a book for each little thing, right? We want something quick and effective that strikes your brain housing group and says, got to call GP today. Make sure he's got the agenda for tonight. So I just write on my notes, hit GP up, agenda. That's all you need. Just something quick to the reference. So you don't want to spend more time creating your checklist than doing the work.
Yeah, it should definitely be shorthand. It should definitely be a shorthand. Go ahead.
When do you do your checklist?
I do my checklist every morning. Okay. And I'm religious with it. I'm up at the time I'm up, 06. I know you're eating lunch at time, whatever, but I'm up at 06. I do the triple S, and I'm right in my seat with hot coffee at 6:30. That's my plan. That's my hour. I do my gratitude stuff. I do my business coach stuff. I line my day out with my checklist. And you know what the best feeling of it today is? I was able to knock off like 10 of those things, right? That red pen now, from a pencil that I use in the red pen, snap, snap, snap. That's a win, right? That's a win. Now I'm more confident about it. So yeah, I like that question, because that's great for the audience to hear. It has to be a ritual.
Yeah.
Right? It has to be consistent.
And that's where I still struggle at.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I try to do my checklist. I don't do them every day. I have a tendency to fall back into old habits real easily. And it's normal, folks. Like, it really is. Don't beat yourself up over it.
Yeah.
Because when you're implementing a new habit that is a time-consuming habit, that is a habit that forces you to think and take control and be accountable, oftentimes our brains are like, dang, I really want to do that.
Right.
Like, especially as a business owner,
Yeah.
like, who's going to tell me what the hell to do, right? Like, if I fail, I fail. If I win, I win, right? There's no real hierarchy above it. The only person that I can hold myself accountable to is me, you know?
Absolutely.
And Rochelle, I know she's watching. So she'll probably jack me up.
So I want to highlight
ahead.
that's what you said, you guys.
Yeah.
Because you're throwing a lot of great information, but I don't want people to leave here going, "Oh crap, I got to start making this big list now."
No,
Right.
great. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So know that. So I'm reading Atomic Habits. I don't know if you've read that book.
Nope.
It's a great book because it's about change, having habits, right?
I'm gonna write down my notepad.
Atomic Habits. I'm on chapter 3, but just in the first 2 chapters, the one thing that he said that I'm living by right now today is like just make a 1% improvement every day.
Yeah.
1%.
Love it.
That's all it is.
That's
Because
great.
what that is going to do is be a compound effect, right?
Yeah, it's like getting the stack in the
Yep.
course.
Over time, and you're going to see it. Like everybody wants improvement. They want to see results right away.
That's human
That's the
nature.
problem, right?
Yeah, gee.
I do. I got to have like with what I'm doing right now. I want results now. I want to
Yeah.
have my pipeline full. I got to be patient. So I'm going to have that dip. But if I keep consistently improving 1% a day with that list, if that means I'm doing 2 things, I marked off 1 that day, that's 1%.
That's a win.
If I do exactly. And
Yeah.
so, and I just don't want people to leave here going, "Oh crap, I am."
No, I promise you, I am
So
that
behind.
guy.
You
Like
know?
I used to write
Right.
down, and I would so for me to start out, I was just writing like 3 or 4 things.
Yep.
Go to the gym, eat a better lunch. You know what I mean? Brush your teeth.
It's
I'm like,
that easy.
"Oh, got it done. You know what I mean? And then as the habit began to form, I was able to add to the list
Yeah.
of more tangible things and things that were more impactful.
I
throughout
love
the
to
day.
brush the teeth. I know this is crazy, but I tell people I do my 3 right things I'm grateful for. But when I wake up, I got this miracle morning. The first thing I do is drink a big glass of water.
Yeah.
Why? Because your body's
Yep.
dehydrated. And the next thing is go brush your damn teeth. Because you'll be amazed how much better you're feeling. Even though you're going to get a cup of coffee, it's something about that refreshing.
Yeah.
That was part of my checklist.
100% agree. Yeah.
You know what I
Coffee
mean?
in Copenhagen, I'm still brushing
Yes,
my fangs.
I'm
You
telling
feel
you,
clean.
you feel clean right off the
Yeah.
bat. Boom, I go kiss my wife now. You
So
know?
here's something I want to share with you guys because I sat in a class last week for 2 days, and my man John Hiley, if you don't know him, marketing savage, the dude's a fucking
right.
beast. I'm just going to throw it out there for what it is. And we're watching our mouth. If
But
you
he
don't
is.
know John Hiley, look him up.
He's a good dude.
He hit me with some stuff, and it shook my world for a minute because he said manual labor is the easy labor. He said the mental work is the hard work.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, I knew that, but I didn't really know that until I heard it from somebody like him. So think about this, guys. Going and swinging hammers, hanging TVs, busting rocks, whatever it is you're doing, that's easy. You want to step up, you want to level up, you got to understand the mental work is where you're going to win, right?
And
Would you
it's
agree
hard.
with that?
Man, I'm telling you, I've been trying to train this, really get control of this
I'm
for
telling you.
48. I know you think it's 68, but really on my driver's license, I had it fake the other day.
Yeah,
It's only 48.
gun decked it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a guy, he's inside right now, but he can get me a fake ID at any. No, just kidding. Seriously though, getting control of your mind. My uncle, I love him, Uncle George. I love you, man. But he told me and my cousin this from the time we were little tykesters: be a thinker, not a stinker. He is way high up there in a fire department on the Gulf Coast. Has been through some scrapes and storms and hurricanes and seen a ball of snakes as big as this table when they were all just trying to cling to each other in a hurricane.
Oh, those are moccasins.
Yeah, and he's like cruising by in an airboat looking for rescue people, and there's the snakes just formed this giant ball of yarn trying to get out of the water. The guy's got guts with a capital G, but that's something he always said was using your mind.
Yeah.
And learning how to control your mind is the hardest thing you can do, and you must do it to be successful. And checklists are a huge help. When I really kind of rekindled this love of and getting passionate about being a business owner and being the best that I can, and being better than that guy yesterday, I started with a book that Donald Miller, I was listening to one of his talks, and he's a Christian writer and a very, very inspirational man, but also a business mentor and what have you, because he became a successful writer and then hit a big slump. And, so here he was, accolades, and then hit this, giant precipice and no books for a long time. And, the publisher's like, hey, that advance we gave you, son?
Yeah.
Anyway, the point of the story is he shared for free with everybody this little organizer, right? And it's a daily checklist. And it was a very simple thing. And we've talked about it before, but and this is one of the reasons, and I still carry, he was a big fan of cleaning out your junk box, right? So I got my little yellow pad notes. I probably got
Everywhere.
6 of them, but I don't like having things in my junk drawer. You open up that drawer in your kitchen and you got like 6 sets of chopsticks, but only one chopstick each.
And only
You got
one
the kung fu packets, right? You got the half open. You got the spoon, the spork, and the knife, but not the fork. Fork is gone, right? You got the salt, but not the pepper. That drawer. Get that out of your mind, man. Write it down when it comes to you. Now, I do believe that this is going to be a super amazing organizing tool, and I may have to get one, especially if they sponsor us. What's the name of this company?
Remarkable.
Hey, man, Remarkable. We got one more spot for the $1 million hustle. But clear out the junk drawer of your mind, like that drawer in the kitchen with the kung fu sauce packets. Just get it. So I write it down whenever it comes to me. But for years, and I mean years. You can ask Frank at Minuteman Press. Frank, I need 120 days of this checklist, which I modified for myself. I called it my beast planner, right? Because when I was on it, it was like, here's my big 3. Here's what I'm going to do. Here's what today looks like if I could live it over again, because it makes your mind think about, is stuff on your big 3? Is it that important? And then all the other junk, the notes you write down every day that are in your junk drawer, put them down on that little sheet, and you can start just knocking things off.
Let me jump in on that because you're jumping into the next segment. I don't want to cut you off, but this is the part of the show where we say, okay, we know what it is, we know why it's important. Let's talk about how to use it. Let's talk about it. And I want to go through these steps and we can talk about them. But number 1 is exactly what you're saying. It's a brain dump. So spend a keyword here, scheduled time. Spend a scheduled time to dump everything on your head and put it on paper. What time of day would that be for you, Doc? And then GP and then Casey?
Probably be in the evening.
Okay.
That way I'm pretty much done with the day. The phone's really not ringing as much.
Yep.
I'm able to, I've already gotten my gym time in. I've gotten everything I've needed to be done.
Yeah.
But when I do my brain dump once a year, which I know sounds really crazy. And that's when I do my vision board.
That's a lot of stuff to dump at once, though.
That's correct, because there's a lot, because it's a big year, right? So I'm labeling my big goals for the year in my vision board.
Yeah.
Right. And then when I get that vision, when I get the big idea on the vision board, I'm able to go through month by month and reverse engineer the entire year all the way down to the day.
Build your roadmap backwards.
That's right.
Okay.
So I dump it. I'm like, oh shit, we're into going 2022. What do I want to accomplish?
Is that big brain dump a night brain dump, or do you do that in the morning?
It's at night.
Okay, so I'm a night guy too.
It's at night.
So when you do your brain dump, GP, when are you typically doing yours?
Yeah, mornings.
Mornings?
That's when I have the most clarity.
Okay.
Yeah, because once I open that computer and emails, it's
toast.
It's off the races. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. So I got to set the time, and I'm more clear because at the evening I'm so just deflated.
Yeah.
I'm deflated by 6 o'clock. That's family time anyway.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm usually in bed by 9:30.
Yeah.
I'm not a night guy because I'm up at 4:30.
Yeah.
So,
okay. So, but that's still 2 consistencies here where you guys schedule that time.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's the key word, guys, when we're dumping our brain. Your brain dump happens when?
Morning,
Morning.
right?
Same
I like
here.
to be up early, 4:40, right?
Yeah.
And I like that, coffee, it's quiet. My son Matthew, he likes, he's like a drill instructor, man. So if you're not up before Matt, you're not going to get your workout in. And you're not going to get your,
He ain't jumping at all.
you're not, no dump.
No dumping. None.
Yeah.
So you just need, it's like that, 4:40, the world ain't up. Hell, the world ain't up for hours, but it's nice.
Yeah.
There is no phone. There's no other distractions. I do not allow myself to check emails.
Right.
I do not allow myself to check any other form of
Yeah, you can't get a
communication.
hold of this guy till 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm being serious because there's days where I actually do wake up early and I'm like, hey, I got something on my brain. No answer. But it gets back to you, right? So evening, morning. I'm the same way.
Yeah, I guess I got to fix that. But
I'm kind of.
but I do like having that production time, and it's funny because Bassett said something about that. That like he gets up around 4:40 to 5, right, just every day, and he likes having till about 9:30 of just straight up do not bother Mike,
laser focus,
because I am just because he can get 10 times the amount of things that if he tried to squeeze that into an 8 to 5.
Yep.
Right. He can, and I'm the same way, man. I just love having that quiet production time. I can make Matt some breakfast. He'll chill. Right. He likes to get up and talk for about 10, 15 minutes, make him some breakfast because he's hungry. get him going. He's doing his thing, and then I can just get back to it, and I can just rock and roll.
You know what I heard in that though, man?
Yeah.
It's also quality time.
Yeah.
With your son and kids, man. That's so
Yeah.
powerful because I do the same thing. I get the crack of dawn because there's something peaceful about that morning. That's my time, is what I call it.
Yeah.
And that's when I do my, my morning meditation, my quiet time, whatever it is, and then I go work out. Because I know when I come back and walk through those doors, I got 3 kids, right? It's go time. They're up and ready, and I got to be the team player with my wife, and let's
Yeah.
get them going.
You know what we call that here? We call that the structure chaos of life.
Yeah.
Because even if, let's say you're watching this show right now and you're not the owner of the business, but you're a powerful resource or tool in there, just like we know as business owners, once it starts, it doesn't stop till you kind of cut it off. This is 24/8, 368 days a year. So if you're doing your brain dump, figure out the time and schedule it religiously, right? Do it every day. But here's the deal. When you're doing that brain dump, I don't want you to worry about being organized right then and there, right? So the next step is just first step, get it on paper. Now we're going to talk about getting that organization and prioritization, right? So now we got a bunch of stuff sitting over here on paper. What do we do with it next, Doc?
So again, I'll go back to the big vision board.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly what we're talking about.
You know what I mean? And so I'm able, when we begin to reverse engineer. So one of my big vision goals of this year for the construction company was to do a minimum of 10 jobs a month.
Yeah.
Right? Consistently.
Mhm.
And we started out this year doing, 4. Then it went to 7. We got to like 8 and just kind of stalled at 8. And I was like, what the hell? Why aren't we? And then May, June, July, we've done 10, 12, and 14. You know what I mean? But that's how I prioritized it, right? So I said, I'm going to do 10 a month. So I figured out, well, what do I need to do to get 10 a month? How many people do I need to talk to? How many contracts do I need to get signed? You know what I mean?
Calculated plan.
I have to calculate, right? So that's when I began to organize and prioritize how I'm going to accomplish that checklist. Because my checklist just isn't, meditate for 30 minutes. Okay, read 10 pages. It's on a checklist, but my checklist is so much larger in my brain because I took a damn test that says I'm a visionary and I have a hard
I've
time
been telling you that forever.
detailing things, right? Like I have a hard time like going into the minutia of making it happen.
You're the macro, right? That's why you assign or you built yourself into the allegiance and the alliance that we have. So you have the micro guy like me, right?
Yeah.
In case he's getting there as well too. I like what you're saying there. What I'm taking away is that you're not only thinking about the day-to-day tasks, like GP was mentioning, writing down you're thinking of the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and the annual. So these checklist guys and gals that are watching, this isn't just a day-to-day thing. Utilize this platform and this process for your big vision.
Yeah,
like
and I'm going to tell you, that's something big think.
Yeah.
Look, big think, we've all accomplished some stuff, right? Like one thing all of us have in common is we've all somehow graduated from boot camp. There might have been a lot of push-ups. Exercise improvement is what the DIs would call it. Son, you need a little more exercise improvement. And then after that, I want you to salute garbage cans in the snow for 24 hours. Whatever that is, right? But the point is, like, these are little goals. And when I was that young kid, right, standing on the triangles in the rain, in the cold, I was thinking, like, all I got to do is get through this week.
That's right.
Right? It's a little goal.
Yeah.
Right? And I had no big think. I had no to-do list. Like, I was looking at 10 yards.
Yep.
Right? Like, all I need is a first down. If I get past this week, it's probably going to be a little, well, it wasn't. But, you get through the next week. And then the
You're
next
just
week.
that much more closer to the
Right?
end
And
result.
then end. Right? And then you're like, all I got to do is get through the swim test and not screw it up, not drown. Right? I got to make my life ring out of some pants or whatever the hell they had us doing.
I like how you're correlating the task with a goal.
You're right, but it's like
a mini goal.
But what Doc, I think, is getting at and driving at, and GP too, is like, it's got to be big think.
Yeah.
Right? You've got to, right? It's like a rubber band. Like, it's only useful when it's stretched, and you really got to think stretch far because, you get to that goal, right? That, you graduated from boot camp, or you did this, or you did that. You were able to, take your GI Bill, go to college, do something good with all that effort and work, turn your skill set that you use in the military, but you weren't thinking big enough, right? Because then you get to your next goal. I graduated from college, good, right? Now what?
Well, here's
right now, right? So that's why these big yearly, 3 yearly, 5 year, 8 year, and that's critical for when you're working somewhere or when you're owning your own business, whichever it is, because if you're not thinking that far out.
Well, these to-do lists have to be intentional, right? If I'm checking a box, there better be an end result that I'm after. And that end result should be 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. So whatever I'm doing today has to impact what I'm doing for the success of the business, of the family, of the whatever. You know what I mean? I can put down a checklist every single damn day, but if all I'm doing is digging deeper in the mud, then that checklist pays no purpose.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because GP, this is what I was on our next thing here is once you assemble your to-do and your checklist, you got to document them priority order, right? And then assign a date and a time to them.
That's right.
Right? They're going to be A, B, and C. C being the low priority, A being the high, right? So if you're making that checklist, explain a bit about how that's important to put the time and date next to it and why that's important.
Well, it's huge because if you don't have some type of set plan, I guess you could say, for each day is what I call it, because you're going to start reacting and you want to be in control. Meaning, I've got, for me, like I know each day, like Mondays, I'm calling referral partners. Tuesdays, I'm calling, a certain group and that. But I also have to block it knowing like my team will take care. Don't look at the emails. Don't get distracted. Yes. What I loved was I saw this the other day and I can't remember who said this, but it was awesome. He's like, you should, if you have time to take a phone call, then you're not setting your schedule right.
Oh, that's huge.
Wow. You know what I mean? Like they should be able to make an appointment. Like you should be so busy for that day that you got to make an appointment for the next week, whatever it might be. If you're able to react, say, "Oh, I can meet you right now. I can take the call," then you're not setting your priorities straight and right.
Man, that's huge to me because I am terrible at that. I'll be in the middle
of
something.
Too. I am
I'll
too.
Be like, oh, I got to take this phone call.
Yeah.
And I've said up here and said it 100 times, like, don't let this dictate your schedule. But to hear you reiterate that kind of brings me back down to
it hit me hard. It's like, then
it is hard.
You're the CEO of your business.
It's tough.
What CEOs? How do you get to see a CEO? You got to make an appointment to see them.
Yeah,
they're not going to stop what they're doing.
Never.
Yeah. But it's hard.
Like, it is hard. It is hard.
It's hard because when the phone rings, like I'm interested on what's on the other end.
Yeah.
But I have actually created over the last few months a habit of somebody showed me a cool shortcut inside of the phone that you can go and write pre-written text messages.
Oh, that's money.
Right?
Got a question for you from the audience, see when you finish this thought.
So I have 3 or 4 pre-written text messages. This is Michael, how can I help you?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm unable to get to the phone right now. Please, you know what I mean? Something complimentary.
Yeah.
And so by doing so, I'm able to free up that phone call because 90% of these damn phone calls aren't real, right? They just want to, just call and see if you wanted this new book in a box.
Yeah.
No, I don't want a book in a box. You know what I mean? It's like so I've learned not to be, I was trapped to this thing day in and day out, right? I was so afraid that whoever was calling was money. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to be a slave to the phone anymore.
Well, you end up spending more time on this.
Right. And I don't accomplish anything.
So we have somebody in the audience here. Hey, Dalen, thanks for joining us, by the way. The question for Doc is how do you foresee or come up with a realistic long-term goal? Do you base it off what an average is that you're doing and multiply 12 and increase it by 10? So I guess what I'm thinking is how do you come up with your long-term goals? Is that the question?
So I want to know where I want to be at in 5 years. So I have to visualize where I'm sitting 5 years from today. So today I'm 40, right? So when I'm 45, I want to know what don't I have to worry about at the age of 45, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I don't want to worry about where my kids going to college at. So I need to do my research to get them in the right area. I don't want to worry about my son getting through high school in the next 4 years, right? So I'm going to go ahead and start today on getting him ready to enter as a freshman in high school. So I look at the things of what I don't want to worry about 5 years from today, right? And once I write down those things that I no longer want to, that I'm stressing on today, 4 or 5 years from now, that's how I look at it long term. Or where do I want to be? Do I love Rockwall so much that I want to continue to stay here? Yep, cool. Don't have to worry about that. Do I want to, how many forms of passive income do I currently have? And are they on autopilot? And will they be
Yeah.
on autopilot in the next 5 years? Right. So
Yeah.
then I make the plan during the next 5 years to get those companies on autopilot. And how many more of those companies do I need to create to get that 7 forms of passive income? So, but you have to understand, I've been doing this since I was a freshman in high school.
Well, and that's where I don't mean to interrupt you, but Dalen, great freaking question, man. And
Yeah,
look, I just
sure.
I just creeped on your Facebook page. You're in fate.
Yep.
Here's what I would challenge you to do: reach out, so you know him.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just gonna challenge him to reach out and get in the same room with you. But
I met him at a 4th of July event
Yeah.
out at the harbor
get some
about 2 years ago or something.
Simplified Devil Dog. That's a
Yeah.
great question, man. And if you have any other questions that you really want us to dig in on, DM us, email us at patriotbusinessalliancetx@gmail.com. Brother, we're here for you. That's what we do this for. So
Yeah.
Right.
But so how do I come up with a realistic, smart, long-term goal? Is I create a SMART goal, which is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely.
love it.
Those goals have to be smart. They have to have substance, right? If I'm saying, oh, I just want to live here, you know what I mean? Oh, I want $10 million in 5 years, and that's the goal. But I don't specifically get down to the nuts and bolts of how to get to that 10 million. I'll never achieve it.
Right. You gotta do it. You gotta set the goal and then
Uh-huh.
work it backwards.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm
Right.
gonna just jump in here. I don't mean to interrupt, but we have audience feedback coming in, which is freaking phenomenal.
Okay.
Right?
Should I hop on and look? What do we
I'm
got
telling
going
you
on
right now,
out there?
Did you see the refocus one?
Yeah, man. So Honey Jane Badger
Yeah.
says, I'm retiring in 9 years and I'm looking to open up a business after. So within these next 9 years, I'm going to learn everything I possibly can, so I'm ready. So GP, you've been doing this for 18 years. Give Honey some input, man. On she's retiring in 9 and she's planning for a business. What can she do?
What can she do? Well, I think it's great that she already has a goal that she knows she can retire in 9 years.
Absolutely.
You just got. I think the biggest thing is you can't do it on your own. So it's about surrounding yourself with the right people, start asking the right questions. What do you want to do when you retire? I don't think she put that in there, but I would start aligning yourself with the people that are doing what you want to do when you retire, and really start. It's just so hard to do it on your own. Is what I'm getting at. I mean, I built my business because I've had mentors all through my career to ask them what is their blueprint.
Huge. Yeah,
And
get a mentor.
that's really what I can tell you. Really, is like I love it. I love your drive, but get a mentor of what is it that you want to do and start planning now for that.
Yeah, and one other thing, right?
Yeah,
you wanna talk about whatever that target is. You want to learn everything. I mean, that's critical that you want to learn everything you possibly can so you're ready, right? You want to do that, right?
Yeah.
You want to become an expert in that field, and here's how you do it. You get close to the experts,
100%.
right? Like
Yeah.
if you cannot, you're going to retire. Let's just say that you're working for somebody right now and you cannot fathom that you're going to go back into a job where you're reporting to work, especially after you just retired.
She wants a
Just
food truck.
Right. Just get into a space where you're networking with people in that space, right? So join that professional alliance. Join that. It's okay. Food truck is the answer, right? You need food service industry, franchise your own thing, used truck, new truck, right? The people to talk to are exactly what GP was saying, which is, experts in that field, somebody who's survived in the restaurant industry. My good friend in Dallas, Pete Zotos, he's down in Deep Element, St. Pete's Dancing Marlin. Yeah, man, Pete's an old friend, man.
He lives in the hood.
Yeah, so Pete and me and his brother go. We don't need to say. He wears all the chains, right?
Yeah.
So,
So,
what I'm saying is, these are the people to get talking to. Like, do you go big? Do you go with anyway? Get in that community so you can educate yourself, and more importantly, start taking all the classes. Right? Start using your free time to fill your mind up with all this great stuff. So that you know how to do every step, and you can write your own processes and procedures, etc.
My question is why is she waiting 9 years?
Right. Get.
That's what I was thinking.
Well, but because if there's like some big, huge payout at that corporation, some golden parachute.
Totally get that. But look, I did it myself personally, and I worked a full-time career job and built my business. It is doable. So, honey, if you want to talk more about this, and we would love to, if you want to send us a DM, we want to make sure we see you in a year from now saying, you know what? I saw that. I started it. I got a food truck down in Deep Elm.
Yeah.
Bam.
Just
Yeah.
because what I hear her saying is she wants to be the owner, right, of a food truck. So to be an owner of a food truck, she's not an operator of a food truck.
She says, I think our biggest problem right now is employment. I have the gift of gap. I have no problem selling, but we just don't have the personnel that can keep up. But we can't find people to save our lives.
Welcome to the world right now.
That's
That's everybody.
I can tell you one thing right now.
It's tough right
and
now.
This is a personal story of mine that I was in the same boat almost to the date a year ago before I hired my guy, Big Country. He's been with me almost 10 months. You're not going to find people until you want to take that risk. You got to find somebody. It may work, it may not. You're going to go through, and these knuckleheads can attest to it. You're probably going to go through a dozen knuckleheads before you figure out, hey, you got you a Big Country, or you got you an Aaron Withrow, or whatever it may be. I love your feedback. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We are excited. Keep us posted.
Yeah.
Like, share, follow the page. We want to get you on here in a year when you're freaking killing it. That's what we do.
Well, we're going to need somebody to sponsor our next event with some food. So,
There you
honey,
go.
I'm going to need you to go ahead and get that truck.
Yeah.
Man,
And the
I tell you
truck,
what.
the food truck name would be Honey Badger. That's a great.
Yeah,
That's it. It's
this is
over.
amazing. So,
Boom.
hey, Amy Johannesson, thanks for joining us, man. We always love your input. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
That's right.
Yeah.
I love
Thanks,
that.
Amy.
I love that. So
Amy's a
great.
rock star.
She
Look,
really is.
I want to wrap this up because I want to spend a little bit of time here. You got any save
Wrap
rounds?
this up.
Well, wrap the
It
top.
just feels like we got started.
Yeah.
Like,
It happens
hey,
every time,
This
right?
is fun.
man.
But I tell you what, so look, if anybody ever watching this video or this live, we're on YouTube as well. If you got time to go back, y'all ever want this? All you got to do is reach out. We would love to share our info, our notes, our core values, everything that we've done, good, bad, and indifferent with you, because that's what the Patriot Business Alliance does. So,
Here's one save round
Yeah, shoot
that
it.
I see here. When you're doing your checklist, when you're creating your SMART goals, when you're having your big idea or fairy come through your dreams, whatever you decide to do, be intentional. Don't do
100%.
it because I've been on the wrong side of doing something because I was doing it out of spite. I was doing it out of the wrong vibe, right? And it never ended the way that it should have ended. It didn't become as successful as I could have been, right? And that's
Yeah.
from my fireworks stands. I got into it for the wrong reason. To a brush hogging company that I tried that got into for the wrong reasons. God, I've done some businesses.
I know
okay?
this dude for 25 years. I never knew you were in the fireworks business.
I
What
ran
the
fireworks
flip
stands
mode
for I ran fireworks stands for 3 years. I ran a little brush hogging company for about a year, but I didn't do it for the right reasons.
Absolutely.
I did it because I was like, hell yeah, let's do it. It's a business, right? And I wasn't mature enough, and I didn't understand business well enough to take on some of these risks, and I lost my ass, and I lost friendships over it. So whatever your idea is to run your own company, be intentional. Whatever your to-do list, be intentional about it. And I think sometimes that's what scares me. If I put it on paper, I'm now got to be like,
You committed to it.
yeah, and I'm like, do I really want to take the trash out? You know what I mean? It's like,
Well, it is Friday. It's digging up the garage.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. When you get that, just like we've always talked about, we put a lot into the universe, right? What does it do for you? It holds us accountable.
yeah, and the dividends, man, are so worth it,
Yeah.
right? And I'm not talking about financial dividends, folks. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the relationships.
Yeah, the little paychecks to
that
the
are
heart,
being
man. The
built,
one that matters.
the lives that are changing. So I told you guys that my uncle passed away.
Yeah.
And some of my aunts and uncles came and sat down with me. They're like, man, Mike, I didn't know you were doing all this. And I was like, doing what?
Yeah.
They're like, this whole Patriot Business Alliance thing. I was like, did you watch that? She's like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's some of the most inspirational stuff out there. And we're like, we just didn't ever know that side of you. And I said, I'll let you know. I said, this came only about 2.5, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just now letting out because, I don't know, I guess the fear ran away or just the opportunity arose. And we took the risk and ran with it.
Yeah.
And so we're actually touching more people than we actually fully understand.
That's huge, man. That's
And
huge.
so, and I'm telling you, my aunt lives in Austin. I got to know lives in San Marcos. One's out in Tyler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? This reach is getting way larger than what we're expecting. So kudos to you guys.
Love it,
You
man.
too,
Love
GP.
I'm just the guest. I'm honored to be
Well,
here.
you're
No,
part
dude,
of
hey,
it. Now you're part of it.
Yeah,
I love
it.
You're part of the
You're
part of
in
the
now.
crew now.
Love
So
it. Love it.
you got any save rounds? I mean, this is a time where it's like whatever.
Yeah, I just really want to highlight that we're talking about long term short-term goals and really focus on, when you hit those goals, like let's say if it's just that day, the 1%, I'm going back to the 1% again, right?
Love it.
And I think it's important though, that pen to paper, yes, I have pad, but I really think it's important when you write it down, there's something powerful when you have a pen in hand and you see it, you write it and you go back and mark it off. But what I want to highlight on that though is when you have a big win, celebrate.
Yeah.
Give a high five, do something, go out, take your loved one out, really, it's a big deal when you hit those, those top three, or you're making movement, right? You're seeing the needle start to move.
Yeah.
And so I just really, I think, celebrate, man.
Yeah. I
We
remember
don't see it
billing
enough.
$10,000 for the first month in business.
Yeah.
And I was pumped up.
Yeah.
I came home ripping it with telling Rochelle, I was like, "Hey, guess how much I billed this month?" This is like second year in business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, but you're jazzed.
And I was like, she's like, "How much?" I was like, $10,000. She's like, "In a month?" And I was like, "Yes." She's like, "All right, cool. What do you want to do?" I was like, "Whatever you want. Whatever you want to do." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Combo.
Combo. I was like, we can, Jack in the Box, tacos all around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we still can only ball on a budget at 10,000.
Yeah.
I
So-
love that.
But do you
GP.
remember that though?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
You're talking about it right now, and you remember that moment, right?
Yeah, because
That's
it
my
was
point.
huge.
That's my point.
Yeah.
So
Because you had to get to $10,000 before you could ever get to 11.
Well, KJ and I were just talking out there on some moves
Yeah.
he's making, right? So
Yeah.
KJ, love that you're a part of this, brother. I'm stoked to see you move.
KJ, what's up?
So
Love that guy.
It's not about the trophy,
No.
right? It's not about the start of the race. Where you're gaining all of the momentum is the journey.
Yeah.
So don't forget to stop and enjoy that. I love that you bring that up because I find myself not celebrating enough, trying to maintain.
we take it for
humility.
granted.
I'm telling you,
We do.
you got to save rounds, Kelly.
Well, as a motorcycle guy, I love the journey, right? It
Love
is
it.
not about going to the end of the world and crashing.
yeah.
It's about all the stuff and all the things you get to do and see on the way. But
Yeah.
you asked me about a save round, and we're talking about intent. And I had a great visit from my first boss, Judge Barbara Hervey. Thanks, Judge. You gave me a shot. You gave me that bat. She came up to see us, last week, and it was fantastic. But one of the things that was a takeaway from that is definitions. Words have meanings, and you need to know what
Yeah.
they mean. And intent means a lot of things, but let's just talk about what it means: resolved to act or determined to act. So just think about that and take that forward, because this whole idea about checklists and the big goals and don't make the goals realistic. Right? Realistic goals. My New Year's resolution, I'm gonna go to the gym by Martin Luther King weekend. That gym parking lot is back to the way it looked the day before Christmas. Empty, right? Make that goal big, right? You're gonna get jacked, right? The only thing little about you is your chicken legs, like Doc over
I'll
here.
wear baggy pants so my legs look smaller.
Let me jump.
Make the goal big, not realistic.
Yeah, I love that.
Big goal.
I wanna-
Think big and be intentional about it. Determined and resolved
Yeah.
to take action on that big goal.
Yeah, that's huge. I love it.
My only save round is this. Exactly what you said. Someone told me this last week. You can't catch a whale with minnows.
No. No, you can't.
Can I just add too?
Yeah.
Yes.
What just happened yesterday? Bezos.
Yeah.
Selling books in the garage.
To go into the
Selling books. He's the guy who killed bookstores, right? Remember Barnes and Noble?
Yeah.
Right. It was like the cool
Half
place
price
to.
books.
Yeah. Well, they're still hanging in there because they got
Because they're having price.
they got the Southwest Airlines business model. And somehow they got peanut fairs. They hanging on in there. But let's think about it. It killed bookstores, ruined the world during COVID. Blah blah blah. Dude just went on a rocket ship that he built.
Took him 10 minutes.
That's think big.
Yeah.
Have you seen that on the meme on social media? Like he's got that old perforated printer paper taped up in a closet in the garage. Amazon.com.
Yeah.
That was his dream. That was 23 years ago, 24 years ago. That's intentionality.
And now with Opal Leaf though, he will have people going to Disney World in space.
You know what?
I
It only
guarantee-
cost you a
It'll
measly
happen.
28 mil to get there.
That's
So,
today. That's today.
Yeah.
man.
But it will. It will happen.
Dude, this might be one of my favorite episodes, man. And
Me
it's
too,
packed.
man.
I love it, dude. I'm so pumped
Thank
that you
you,
showed
sir.
up.
Yeah,
Thank you,
you
sir.
so much.
So
Boom.
cool.
We're gonna get you a beer.
Hey, y'all know I grow the
Okay.
hair up here.
Okay.
You know, I
Okay.
know. It's like I don't have the beer club, but I
I
could
love
maybe.
it.
Yeah.
So,
We'll get
hey,
you in all
check it
that.
out. If you guys want to get a hold of GP over in the Dallas area, we're gonna leave some information how you can get a hold of him in the comments below.
And just know, just in general, it can be about anything, man. Just life.
Yeah, that's
in
a general comment.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, if y'all just want to reach out saying, "Hey, I like his hair. I want to know how he combs his hair." No,
Yeah.
but
Trade secrets.
all seriousness,
It's a
That's
beer
on his
cone.
checklist.
It's a
I
beer
promise
cone.
you, folks. I was eavesdropping on it. Says he's like, buy more gel.
that's
Yeah.
right. I give a lot of gel product.
So
yes.
let's shift gears real quick and talk about the $1 Million Mastermind.
Yeah.
I don't have my
Mention
portals.
sponsors.
Yeah.
Mention sponsors. We're gonna mention
Yep.
our people.
So we're gonna mention our sponsors real quick, and before we do that, August
Will we
14th.
grab it?
Yeah, if you want to go grab the banner,
We'll
hold it
grab
up
it
real quick.
Yeah.
August 14th, $1 Million Mastermind. The dang thing's almost sold out. We got about 15 tickets left.
No, I don't even think we have that many.
Sorry, $1
No.
Million Hustle. My apologies. Didn't mean to steal your thunder, Stewman.
No.
Say, wait, that,
No. I think we might be down to 8.
Yeah. Okay.
8 tickets left.
So things are moving, right? So August 14th here at the Space. We are going to be here from 12 to 6:30. We got a bunch of cool stuff going
Got
on.
some surprises.
We got speakers going on at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. Mr. Mike Bassett is going to come in and talk about the man in the ditch. Our boy Thomas Keenan from our Apex Live crew is coming in. He's going to talk about the vision in your business, and then we're gonna have the closer come up over here for.
Look at this,
Look
folks.
at that. That's what's
Tell
up
me
right
what.
there.
Like we are putting out for our sponsors.
That's it.
Like we're giving them all the credit to where they're due. We got Uptown Apartment Locators. If you're looking to move into the Uptown area, we'll get you in contact with them. You got PostNet for all your graphics and designs. Rad, they do reliable auto detailing. I'm sure Jeff is. I don't do my detail truck because I keep it dirty. So
Man, he spit shine the shit. He'll take care of you. Tyler's a good dude, and his crew is awesome.
and you know what I mean. If you want to get away, my boy Mike Patina, Lifetime Getaways, Hemisphere Brewing, the Collective Strategy. William Branch does amazing loans. I mean, he's taking a big kind interest to the VA side of the house as well. And
Richard Brozowitz is our local CPA here.
Yeah.
He can dial into your business with audits, and he basically takes the business owners and walks them through the process of it. But this right here, this is helping us create our dream and our vision. So, like from the bottom of our hearts, all the sponsors we
Hey,
appreciate
let's
you
not
guys.
forget about Essayon's production. He's on the chat talking trash.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the trash
you know-
talking.
No.
Hey, just remember, Lewis, we got to wear our firearms every day, not just when we went camping.
Hey, hold on. Don't let it be said because he's got his own
Yeah.
freaking doggone man.
Yeah, he's got his own banner.
We're not going to show that to
No,
you.
no. We got surprises. We got surprises.
We ain't got
So-
shit, Lewis.
All right, boys. Well, Doc's putting that away. Hey, GP, again, brother, thank you so much, man. I
All right,
appreciate
guys.
you.
Thank you.
Hey,
Great-
you guys
great
have to go out
stuff.
there. Kill it. Have a good week. Go get a good night's sleep. Get some chow and get ready for $10,000 Thursday. We'll see you at the $1 Million Hustle.
do this.